Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and I've got a part 3 for you guys on how to cross-train yourselves a little bit by playing other games in order to get a little bit better at Yu-Gi-Oh! So the last two times we went kind of practical, pretty standard routes. Again, just to kind of like recap, if you guys are to play something like, and we'll grab the game case because I left it on the table. If you guys were to play something like any one of the Pokemon games, team building and deck building not too dissimilar, and again trying to find the characters, trying to get them with the right stats and everything, kind of the equivalent of the time it takes to go after booster packs in order to increase your collection. And again, we did talk a little bit about Magic the Gathering and its resource systems and how they're just a little bit easier, but again, depending on the deck, it does vary a little bit. That will help you again with deck building, stuff like that. Another game that's going to get close, but maybe not as close as we would like it to be, is going to be Card Fight Vanguard. Now, I've been made aware, like, there is a difference between the new decks on the shelves now and the old ones when this game came out. And it's basically playstyle. Generally speaking, you had a 50 card deck. You always started on grade 0. So you would always start with some character standing out here. You'd shuffle your deck, draw X amount of cards. Don't remember the number at the moment. And then the goal of the game and what limits you, very, very much in the same vein as our tribute summons, whatever our Vanguard's grade is the grade at which we are able to use cards or below. So when you have a grade 0, you need to grade up or ride to grade 1. And then you could use cards that are 0s and 1s. On the following turn, you have the ability to try to play a 2, and then after that, a 3. And then if you're playing the original one, they had something very akin to the extra deck, or Naruto's Reinforcements deck. And you had 8 cards, they were grade 4s. I think it was called the G deck, maybe. They were all like G units because they were like greater units. And maybe that is or is not the actual reason. Guys, I am a little ignorant on it. I don't mind learning. If you guys know, if you guys remember, comment section. I'm always up to learn something else. I just don't remember why they were called that. But this is the newer version. So what ends up happening is you actually keep your ride chain in a separate deck. It's called like the ride deck or whatever. It makes things so much easier. And I do enjoy playing some of the old retro cards this way. These I just bought. So these are going to go and get some sleeves here in a little bit. But essentially, like, the card breakdown is every card is either just a creature, or maybe there were like some action cards or something. I'm looking right now. I'm not seeing any. So they're basically all, at least this deck, all going to be like creatures. And again, the way that you're going to check it is you're going to see, okay, what's the grade of the unit? What kind of unit is it? Is it a boost? Is it a boost? Is it one that can intercept from the field to help defend another one? Or is it going to be one with twin drive? And again, I don't know what this Persona Ride means. I just got these not too up on the terms. But the design is very similar. They still show, like, if they're used from the hand to help block, what type of power they put in front to help defend. If there's any effects, flavor text, how much damage they do when they hit that's considered their critical, what the card's power is, what group it is. So, like, this is considered like a Dark States character. And then it actually says, like, this card is a demon character. So that's kind of cool, too. And then you got this one, multiple effects, and it's because he's part of the ride chain. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, choose a card from your soul, which would be any card stacked underneath it, meaning now the soul is also going to be a resource system. And again, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player playing this, you will get used to using multiple resource systems real quick. And then moving back, this is where the cross train is, because you're thinking about your board as more of a board game, especially since like the 6th generation or so of Yu-Gi-Oh introduced links. and the pendulums. We still have the pendulums. You can think of your table, more as a board game, especially with all your arrow links. So if you're not so good at playing links, you might try playing this for a little while, get you thinking about your board position. Like the boost units, if he's behind him, they can attack together, and then it'll be worth, 14,000? And then, of course, since that one, it would be the Vanguard. Then you could do a drive check. You flip the top card of your deck. None of that really matters. It's just a matter of showing you guys what the cards are and like the basic stuff. So again, like the intercepting units, if they are in the front, so okay, let's say this is somehow, like pretend they don't have numbers on them. This is the Vanguard. This is just a rear guard, 2 more rear guard zones, 2 more forward rear guard zones. If the intercept guy is there, he could intercept for this guy to help us block the damage. So again, this guy's got 13,000. You'd be able to add this 5,000 if the opponent was at 13. They wanted to beat. Now their attack falls short. This guy weakened the attack. They can no longer overpower him. So that's one way of doing it. You have another 16 or so cards in your deck called trigger units. They are a resource unto themselves, as then when they get flipped during damage checks and drive checks, they can power up a character for whatever value that they say up here, plus giving off whatever effect is here. So with this one being revealed, I would get to draw a card, and one of my cards gets an extra 10,000 points for the round. And again, so they got some draws, you got some heals. Heals are limited to 4 per deck, just because it makes it more fair. We have criticals, and the criticals will just make it so that there's more damage to be done by the card that gets the critical. And then these are front. Now, I'm not sure what this means, because this is new. I used to play it when we had stand triggers, and all that was is if your card was in the tapped out position because they already exerted for the turn, the front row character, not the Vanguard, could stand again to then be able to declare another attack on the opponent's front lines, allowing you to help weaken out the opponent. Outside of that, the biggest card that we all needed was every clan or group or whatever you want to call them would have somebody who had a 0. These are called Sentinels. They come in 2 varieties. They came in the Quintet Wall, which flip the top 5 cards of the deck and use all their shield values together at once for the interception. And then these ones where they're Perfect Guard. So when this is placed on Guardian Circle, discard a card from the hand, choose a unit, cannot be hit until the end of battle. And this is good because it doesn't matter what the opponent's power is. I think they added a new unit as well. They did. And it is the Over unit, which adds plus 100 million. So essentially, if you flip him during an attack drive check, you are definitely going to hit that, unless they got a Perfect Guard. Additionally, if you'll take a look at the shield value on the left, he's also a great shield, so 50,000. And what's here is you'll notice he does not have a tribe, no affiliation. This card could be used in any deck, and it can be used well with any deck. Additionally, it's pretty much an extra Perfect Guard on its own, and these types of units are 1 per deck. Outside of that, there's really nothing else that you guys need to know about this game. Just that we got like a bunch of cool anime art, and we'll just kind of flip through these. But they definitely look like they're an anime. It's put out by a company called Bushi Road. It is a fun game to play. I used to play back in the day. I have a bunch of cool older decks. If you guys are interested in seeing them, I'll work them into the rotation on some of the Mondays, in between my massive collection of Magic the Gathering cards. And we'll show you guys some other stuff. Like, it's fun. But it's a good game. The big cross-training aspect here is that since we have basically evolved Yu-Gi-Oh! To the point where it is now almost a board game played with cards, that a game like this that has zones where it's actually dependent on where every type of card goes, in order to interact properly. This will be a good game for you to play as the cross train, because again, when you're playing with links in the master game, not in speed duel, you have to worry about where your arrows are pointing to, because that's how you play with Master Rule 6, and you deal with where your extra deck monsters can go. Or maybe that was Master Rule 5, and then 6 they just said links and pendulums still have to play by that. It's been a minute since I played the true advanced format, and again, right now it's just outside of my budget to be able to be buying boxes and keep up with the meta. So in an attempt, what I could do is I could be building some more old school stuff, and I might get into some Time Wizard builds. So if you guys have like an era that you enjoyed, like say GOAT format or something, I should have all the cards for that still. At which point we will play it, and we'll play by the rules of the GOAT format, which of course means the card works the way it did then with the rulings of the time period. So, cool stuff. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm not going to ever profile this one, but it is cool. It's a very fun game, and this is, I guess, sort of like a little demon group. Humans, demons type of deck. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do the things. Even if you don't do the things, do me one favor, guys. Just go on and enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow's going to be Saturday, so we're going to be doing a little bit of the Yu-Gi D&D. I've actually got 2 cards for the Yu-Gi D&D this week, and it's going to be kind of fun. So if that's your thing, go ahead, stick around for that tomorrow. But otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Later.